Freshwater, groundwater and wetlands. Chapter 17, Lesson 3. Groundwater, some water that falls to earth as precipitation soaks into the ground. Generally, water that lies below ground is called groundwater. Water seeps through soil into tiny spaces called pores between sediment and rock. If you have ever been inside a cave, you might have seen groundwater. The water sweeping down the sides of the cave is groundwater, seeping through rock. In some areas, groundwater is very close to the surface. It keeps soil wet. In other areas, such as deserts and dry climates, groundwater can be hundreds of meters below the surface. Groundwater can stay underground for long periods of time. It can remain there for thousands of millions of years later. However, humans interfered with this process when they drill wells to remove the water for everyday use. Importance of groundwater. The amount of water under Earth's surface is greater than the amount of fresh water in lakes and streams. Recall that about 1/3 of water's fresh water is in the form of the groundwater. Water source. Groundwater is an important source of water for many streams, lakes, and wetlands. Some plant species absorb groundwater through long roots that grow deep underground. Water supply. People in many areas of the world rely on groundwater for their water supply. In the United States, about 20% of water that people use daily comes from groundwater. The water table. Groundwater moves through the tiny cracks and pores in rocks and sediment near Earth's surface. The pores in rocks and sediment near Earth's surface. The pores in rocks and sediment near Earth's surface. The pores contain a mixture on air and water. This region is called the unsaturated zone because the pores are not completely filled with water. Farther beneath the surface in the saturated zone, the pores are completely filled with water. The upper limit of the saturated zone is called the water table. The unsaturated zone and the saturated zone are shown below. Porosity. Different rocks can hold different amounts of water. Water moves through different rocks at different speeds. Porosity is a measure of rock's ability to hold water. Porosity increases with the amounts of pores in the rock. The higher the porosity, the more water a rock can hold. Permeability, the measure of water's ability to flow through a rock and sediment, is called permeability. Permeability depends on pore size and on the measured number of connections between pores. Even if a rock has many pores, they must form a connected pathway for water to flow easily through the rock. Groundwater flows. Groundwater flows downhill beneath Earth's surface, just as it flows downhill across Earth's surface. Groundwater in stream, lake, or wetland. In this way, groundwater can become surface water. When surface water seeps into the ground, it becomes groundwater. Wells. People bring groundwater to Earth's surface by drilling into an aquifer. An aquifer is an area of permeable sediment or rock into an aquifer. An aquifer is an area of permeable sediment or rock that holds significant amount of water. Groundwater flows from the aquifer into the well and is pumped into the surface. Precipitation helps replace groundwater that has been taken from wells. During a drought, less groundwater is replaced. The water level in the well drops. If the water level drops too low, the well runs dry. Springs. A spring forms when the water table rises to Earth's surface. The figure below also shows a spring. Some springs bubble to Earth's surface only after a heavy rain or snow melt. Many springs that are fed by large aquifers flow all the time.